And we're back in Elite Dangerous. I haven't played for a week or so, and in between that time and now, there has been a new launch of the beta phase 2. That happened on September 30th. Since that happened, I have been having trouble with the game versus Shadowplay and NVIDIA. So I've had to go back to the what was I using? Whatever I was using before, the OBS program, Open Broadcast it was, to record, because it will not record. I'll start recording and I'll get about 5-10 minutes into the game and all sound ceases. The sound from the game, the sound from my microphone, everything's cut off. And I've tried everything I could think of, and I went back to Open Broadcast and it works just fine. So that's what I'm doing. All my other games are still working fine with Shadowplay and NVIDIA. It's just this one. Now, for the changes, since Beta 2 has went live, the first and obvious one is I'm in my old ship, the Sidewinder, because they did a complete wipe and reset, which means that I lost the ship I had, and I lost the over 3 million credits that I had. Now, I was reading some of the forums, and they claimed that you would be able to keep your credits. Unless I did something wrong or I didn't do something I was supposed to do to prepare for that, I lost everything. And don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. It's a beta. That's what you expect. In the long run, it may have turned out to be a good thing, because there's enough changes in the game for me and my playstyle that it's good that I need to start over. So, that being said, let's take a look at some of those changes. Now, the first change that you may notice is the pop-ups over here. They're cleaner, there's more graphics on them, and they've improved the information you get. And first of all, let's look at this one. It's giving us our status. That's me, Rudeman53. I'm the commander of this ship. It shows you how many credits I had. Now, I started out with 1,000 credits. I did make a couple of missions just to get used to flying again, that kind of thing. Nothing serious. I've been jumping between this station and Dahan. But you will notice that below that balance of credit, there is a rank. We now have ranks. Now, this game is called Elite Dangerous. So what they've done is they've added the ranking system, which was always going to be there. It's just now being added in this particular phase of the beta. And you now have a progression of rankings from harmless to elite. And as you see, I'm starting out and I'm harmless. I have no kills and I don't have any bounties. So that's one of the things that they've added to the new beta, is the ranking system. Take a look at the modules. It's giving you a little bit more information. There's your fire groups, and it's giving you more information on what kind of weapons you have and where they are mounted, that kind of thing. There's our cargo, of which I don't have any right at this moment. And then your functions, which were there again, but now giving you a graphics of the Sidewinder ship that you're doing and that kind of stuff. So, then let's take a look at this one over here. This one also has changed. Again, it's a little cleaner. And as you notice, it looks like there's a lot more stuff going on here than there used to be. We happen to be in Azulius Primus. And I kind of lied. I forgot this is where I left off. I've been running between the starting city and Dahan. And Aranin is what I was trying to think of. Aranin. I've been running between there and Dahan. I forgot that I did just a quick jaunt up here just because I wanted to look and see what the shipyard looked like. Okay, so anyway, we have that. And basically, it used to be, if you remember, that up above this where there was another little graphic that you went to the galaxy map. Well, that's been moved from the top down to the side here. And they've added a system map. So now we can actually look at the system. This is the system map, and it's showing you your suns and your moons and your planets and what make up the this system. And that's kind of cool. When we exit this, it'll take us to the galaxy map. And in the galaxy map, they have opened up more space. And so there's 570 star systems, 381,033 cubic light years to explore, which brings up another new function of Beta 2. You now can explore. There's a discovery, exploration, and charting of new systems, and an option to trade any information that you gather. So, and along with that, they've actually added a new ship. It's the new Lacon Asp. It's an explorer ship for those that want to explore. So they've opened up quite a bit more of the galaxy for us to see. And when we get out into space, I want to add a little side note to that thought right there about the size of the galaxy or galaxies and space that you see. There are now detailed system maps, and there are new outposts, and they're small and exposed kind of roadside cafes, how they describe them, stations that are in some of the remote areas and systems. And there's an interesting thing about that too that we'll talk about later when we get out into space. There is a new Oculus starport that they've added, and that's the well, we'll see it when I come out of space. We're going to go look at one, I think. So that's it for that. Let's go take a look also then at let's see here. And that's it for that at the moment. Let's go to the starport services. Now, as you remember, and you can see that the HUD is completely changed. Your ship information is here in the center. Over here is the menu of the things that you can do in the station. And over here is completely new. This is your news reporting. There's actual news now in the game from the Galnet. It's in-game Galnet news feed, and it reports stories and events that happen around the galaxy and each in system. So, excuse me. So you can see that there's news from the October 1st, September 30th. There's news that you can look at that's going around, things that are going around in the game, in the system. And then there's current news, which happens to be for this particular area that I'm in right now. And if you look at that, it tells you that there's 60 ships passed through the Acellus Primus space in the last 24 hours and gives you a breakdown of those ships. So this isn't all new. So current news. And then let's take a look. It looks like if you go to the bulletin board, there's a lot more activity going on. We now have activity from the Freedom Party. And there's a workers' party. There's a lot more political stuff going on in the game, and then of course you always have the Federation stuff. But these are all available missions that you can do. So you can come in here and take a look at things that may go along with where you're planning to travel in space. Cartographics. And if we look at that, you now have the ability to buy information on the systems that you may be traveling in or to. So I've already bought a couple of things out of this system, so that I've got places that I want to travel to. Let's take a look at the shipyard. There's an Eagle, a Hauler, and a Viper you can buy. You've got your outfitting and your contacts. Take a look at outfitting. There's your ship. You can go to the livery and you can buy a paint job, and you can customize the look of your ship. And then of course your hard points here. This is something that's kind of interesting to me now that there is a function for exploration. We now have a basic discovery scanner. I'm gonna have to work towards it because it's about 10,000 credits. But so you can buy what you could before, your weapons, utility mounts, that kind of stuff, thrusters, a frame shift drive, and all that kind of thing. There's more things that you can do to your ship, in other words. Along with that, now there is gradual wear and tear on your ships. So you're going to have to repair your ship once in a while when you come into to a starport. The ships themselves do not degrade. It's the components of the ship that degrade. So once you've repaired them, your ship's going to be up to 100%. And I'm talking about the hull, weapons, anything that is a component of the ship now will degrade, and you'll have to have them repaired. Let's see. Contacts is still the same. So that's pretty much it for the starport, except for we didn't look. I should have looked at the marketplace. Let's look at the marketplace because it has changed. Now, the look of it has not changed except for the HUD itself. If you remember, the HUD itself was kind of floating in the air to the right, and now it's just right in your face, and when you move, it moves with you. That's just a little bit different. Now, the other thing, though, that you'll notice is each station, there's nothing here. They don't have anything. They don't have any of this stuff at their station, except for right in this area, and that's because that's what they do. This station works in the technology area, and so they have that, and of course they create scrap and bio-waste. Other than that, they don't have anything. Now that brings up another point. If you watched my other videos as I was running the market and stuff, you noticed that I used a mod, that Slopey's mod, that I would jump out to, and I would tell it where I was going, and it would have the market information and tell me, okay, if you take this to that, you will make X amount of money. That's dead. So what do you do now? Well, you go back to where the game was before they had that mod, and you use paper and pencil. And paper and pencil, and try to figure out what area in space needs what products, so that you can determine what you might be able to take and who would need these. So in this particular case, this is high technology. What kind of this technology is going to be valuable to what system? So I would think that anything in the technology field would be something that would be valuable to say an agricultural area that doesn't have technology, but they do need animal monitors, and maybe terrain enrichment systems, maybe robotics. They might need environmental suits, that kind of stuff. So you need to kind of look at where you're going, and if you're not careful, you're going to actually lose money trying to earn money by hauling cargo. The other thing you can do is, again, what you used to be able to do, and you still can, is to take a look at your galaxy map. Looking at the galaxy map, we can look at the view, and we can look at the map view, and these color-coded routes here are telling you what kinds of products are coming from what station and coming into what station. So if we're looking at, say, Styx has whatever purple is, and it's either engineering, ceramics, or no, it is chemicals? No. Is it blue? Is that blue? Yes, it's weapons. Okay, so we have weapons coming from the station that we're at going to Styx. So you can see they're purchasing weapons, or they're needing weapons, and that's what's going out. And you can see if you look around, okay, let's say we're going to go back to Dahan. I don't see anything really going into Dahan per se. We got stuff coming out of Dahan. Now, what is Dahan? Dahan is a refinery, so they're going to be working with metals or ores, that kind of stuff. Minerals is what I was trying to think of. So they're going to be dealing in minerals. So if we take a look at minerals that are coming out of Dahan and going to Asulius Primus, you can open that up, and let's see where are we at here. We're looking at orange minerals. Not minerals, it's metals. Metals are coming. So if you open up metals and start looking at what kinds of metals, we can see that they're shipping, What are they shipping? Okay, they're shipping cobalt. So Dahan is shipping cobalt to Acellus Primus. So now we've got something that we can buy in Dahan and take there that hopefully we'll be able to make a profit from. Now, since we're already here and we're heading back to Dahan, and I don't see anything really going into Dahan at this moment, unless I'm missing something, but it's a refinery. They probably need electronics or food or anything like that. Now, as we saw, Acellus Primus sells technology. So let's go back and see if we get our pencil and paper out and we look at the market. And I'm doing this all off the cuff. I've not actually done a lot of this in this game since I don't have that program anymore that did it for me. That's a good thing, really. I mean, you should play the game the way it was meant to be played. Shouldn't all be easy. But let's see what we would think that, since I don't know, because I'm not in Dahan, I don't know what they're actually needing. But let's see if we can find something that might be used for a refinery. Resonating separators. Sounds interesting. I don't know what it does, though. Do they use robotics? Now, that's pretty expensive, and I'm just starting out, so I don't have a lot of money. So I'm going to be looking for something that's a little bit cheaper. Computer components. Do you think they need that? Or maybe environmental suits? So I might look at that, and I'm buying the suits for $257. A piece of paper here. And this may not be the best way to do it. I'm just, like I said, I'm doing this off the cuff. I haven't really done any study on this or anything. But let's buy one of those. Let's go back and buy the rest of those. Well, not the rest, but 3 more of those.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
And since we're just kind of studying, you know, I may expect to lose a little bit. I don't know. I hope not. But let's take off. I'll show you some more of what's going on. My cargo bay is full. Look at that. It tells me that right up there in the information. Amazing. So let's launch. I don't remember music. There must have been music. I just don't remember it. All right.
Engines engaged.
We now have 5 minutes to leave the station. Boosters.
Warning. Detecting hostile scan.
Prepare ship for launch.
Retracting landing gear and lights are now off. Engine power now at maximum. Ship ready to enter hyperdrive.
Okay, so let's take a quick look at the dashboard here and the scanners and stuff. Not a lot of changes. There's a little bit of a change from what I can remember. First of all, let's set our course. We were going to Dahan and lock that destination. When we did that, if you notice by the holographic globe and the little character with the bobby head, there's our radar right there. And it used to be over here by the holographic representation of our ship shields and hull. So that's been moved over. And I don't remember that little flame indicator there. There may have been something there that I just didn't notice. I think the information was there, but I don't remember the little flame icon. So that's telling us that what our heat is doing. because you had to kind of watch that in this game. And there's not a lot of changes there. You can see all that's the same information as it was, where we're at, and over here the fuel and the engine weapon systems, all of that is the same. So that's not changed. But let's lock on to our destination. I want to talk about space itself. If you look at the stars, look at all of those dots. Those are all suns, planets, whatever. Okay, now I watched recently a video, and I'm not going to probably state this correctly, but bear with me. What they were saying was, and what I mean by that is I'm not quite sure that I'm remembering the terminology correctly, but the gist of it is that the game has used real life space mappings of the universe for their games. That's just not what you're seeing is just not an artist's rendition of space. It's actual mapping in real life. And so what that means is, if I'm stating this correctly, is that every dot that you see out there, like I said, is a planet or a sun or something. It is something that you can actually fly to in the game. And if you think about that, in episodes past, I've talked about the fact that the size of this universe and galaxies and space is immense, just immense. And that's what they meant when they said that even though it may be considered a PvP game by some people, because you're player versus player, and you can be a pirate and you can be an assassin and you can attack other players, even that's the case, if that's not your play style, you can get a ship and travel out into space and maybe perhaps never ever see another player. It's so immense. Now, along with that, they've added the ability to, as when you're going to space, and this is how they kind of mentioned it. One of the cool things that they thought about when they first started developing the game was the fact that, you know, the Apollo missions, they went to places, and when they, well, okay, let's say they landed on the moon. What's the first thing they did? They ran out with a flag and they slammed it in the ground. And, you know, we're the first ones here. This is, you know, basically, this is our moon, because, you know, here's the American flag. Now, you're going to have the ability to kind of do that. When you go out into space, if you go to a place that's uncharted, you can gather that information on that area, bring it back to civilization, and pretty much name it, if you will. You can be the explorer that discovered it, kind of like if you discover a new star. Now, that brings up the point where, let's say you're in that piece of space and another ship comes flying in. Well, now it's a race to get back to civilization to report your findings. Whoever gets there first is going to get the credit for it. So you have one of three things you can do. You can just ignore the thing and say, okay, I'm going to go explore another piece of space. Or you can race to get back and see who gets there first. Or you can duke it out, kill a guy, and run back and claim it for yourself. So it opens up those kinds of scenarios. And the other neat thing is, let's say you go out into space and you discover some place that's rich in some kind of ore, and you start mining it, and you contact all your friends that are also playing the game and say, hey, come on, join me in this location because the mining is so rich here, we'll make a ton of money. And bring all your friends. And it's just kind of like the California gold rush. One person finds gold, the next thing you know, it's a month later and there's a little town sprouted there with all kinds of commerce and stuff, because these people need to eat, they need to spend that gold. It's the same thing in this game. If you start off, and this is kind of how they explained it in this video, if you find a place like that and you get enough people going there and you start doing some commerce there, the game will send a space station, kind of like a little city, and it probably start off with one of those new ones that are just little outposts. The game will actually send one out there and start building it out there. Now, it doesn't happen in 24 hours. How long does it actually take to build a space station? It takes a while, so it's not gonna be instantaneous. Boom, there's a outpost there. but it's a way to build up in space. And it's kind of cool if you think about it. All right, let's head to Dahan. Prepare ship for hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive charging, Commander.
Ready to engage.
Engage.
Engaging hyperdrive.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Now, I can't remember if it showed this before. I'm going to have to go back and look at some of my other videos, but you notice that I was targeted on Dahan, and it told me that it would take me a year to get there. I'm thinking, I can't remember if it actually did that before. So without hyperspace or hyperdrive, it would take you a year to get there. Okay, so we're going to now go to the Dahan Gateway. Lock that in. And here is something new that they've added in this version of beta. First of all, let me line up to where my destination is. And we're going to go into superdrive. Now there's hyperdrive, and then there's superdrive, and once you're in superdrive, they've added the ability that if there's other ships in space with you that are in superdrive, you can actually see them. And not only can you see them, you can track them. So that's kind of interesting. Now, I have had a little bit of trouble with the superdrive. It's not the game, it's me. And I'm having a little bit of trouble getting used to it again. In the other game, it seemed to me like if you look at my HUD right in front of me there, and that little blue thing that's moving when I adjust the throttle, that's your speed, where it'd be like a cruise control. And before, there used to be a sweet spot where when you hit it, that little diamond on the end on the tip of that would turn blue. Doesn't do that anymore, and there's kind of a wide range of blue that you can be in. So I'm having a little bit of trouble adjusting to setting that so where I don't overshoot my destination. 4 out of 5 times since I've been playing this game this morning, I've overshot my destination. So I'm having to kind of adjust that and figure out, how much throttle to give it. I didn't mention when we were back in the space station, but there are new weapons, including mines and a cargo hatch limpet that's built in for non-lethal piracy. So if you don't want to just blow the ship up, you'll have the ability to have a weapon that you can pirate another ship without lethal piracy. It also says that you can actually track pilots not only through superspace, but actually hyperspace too. Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I used to just overshoot, so I'm kind of pulling back the throttle a little bit. Exit hyperspace. Exit hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive powering down now, sir.
Call it the right thing, it'll work. Whoa, we're here with a boom. Well, at least I didn't overshoot it this time. Okay, let's see if I can find our entrance here. Kind of look for... Sometimes you can find it by other ships. Like there's a ship over there, so I'm assuming my entrance might be on that side of the spaceport. Boosters. All right. I think I missed it somehow. Don't want to get too close here. Yeah, since the new beta, I've been having a little bit more trouble kind of figuring out.
Warning, detecting hostile scan.
Well, I must be pretty close because it wouldn't be scanning me otherwise. Huh. Did I miss it? Yeah, this is kind of weird because I never had this kind of trouble before. I don't know whether it's me or... Okay, is that it right there? Nope, that's not it. Where are those other ships going? This is reminiscent of when you first started playing the game. It took you an hour to find the entrance. I was over that. Trying to find out where, or figure out where those other ships are going. Alright, I'm totally missing it somehow. Is that it? There it is. Alright, I found it. Okay, prepare ship for docking. Prepare ship for docking.
Full power to shields, lights and landing gear activated. The ship is ready to dock, sir. Good luck.
Request granted.
Okay, we're looking for landing pad 28. And we have 9 minutes to get in. Whoa, was that another ship? That's pretty close if it was. Somebody's getting blown out of space. Alright, so green light's on the right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Up, 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 up. Come in, don't hit the side. Okay, I think there's room enough for both of us. I hope there is, anyway. Alright, we're looking for 28. There it is, right there. Right after 27. Yeah, I've been having a little bit more trouble landing. I never had trouble landing before, but it almost is like the controls are a little touchier than they were. It could be just me, though. forward just a little bit. To the right and down. Forward a little bit. Yeah, see, it kind of wanders. Like, I don't remember it doing that before.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
But again, like I say, it could be just me. Landing complete.
Congratulations on another successful trip, Commander.
Alright, we're going to go into Starport Services. And as usual, the first thing I like to do is refuel my ship. And in this case, then do any repairs that need to be done, which there are not. And then we're going to go down to... okay, let's go down to the market. And hopefully, let's see, where's my piece of paper and pencil? I was looking at 257 credits that I spent for each one of those that I bought, which is there. And I did make a profit. Cool. All right, so I did make a profit. Good, good, good. That's good. I made a profit. Anyway, it's a little bit more complicated than it was, but that's okay. That's the way the game works. All right, so let's get out of here. And I'm going to figure out what to take back. I want to go to Iranin. Let's see here. Yes, I want to go to Iranin. And I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna grab something to take to Iranin, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna make a quick jump. I've only got a few minutes left that I want to spend in this episode, but I do want to show you one of the new outposts that were kind of cool. Because when I started this game this last time, I didn't start at Asban City. I started on one of these new little starports. And I want to show that to you, so I will be right back. Okay, we are in the Iranin system, and what I wanted to show you was, rather than go to Asban City, I'm going to Asban Orbital, because there are now orbitals in the game. And so let's lock into that and line that up on our radar, our scanner. Asban Orbital. These are cool. You'll like these. And we'll jump out into Superdrive. Try not to overshoot it. Yeah, it's just been maybe just me getting used to the feel again. Hard to say. But I tend now to have to watch that right there a little bit closer for when I'm getting close to the station, and then cut back on the throttle a little bit. Maybe not be in such a rush to get there. Impact? What am I going to impact? Is it on the other side of the planet? That wouldn't be good. Okay, I don't want to impact the planet. Let's just make sure. A high conflict zone. I don't want to go there either. Am I still going to impact? No. Alright. Yeah, it's just kind of maybe on the other side of conflict zone, high intensity. Yeah, I want to steer clear of that too. I'm not ready for a fight. Alright, we're getting closer. Watch the speed now. Just make sure I'm moving away from the planet. Exit hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive powering down now, sir.
Okay, now this is cool, in my opinion, for what it's worth. There's Asban Orbital. It's a new orbital station. So, let's get a little closer. Now you gotta remember, there's no up and down in space. So, we're gonna have to look for our landing pad because it's on the outside of the station. Not, you don't go inside the station. There is a way to get in. If you look over there, you'll see that there's one of those entrances like there are in the big spaceports. But it says authorized access only. You can't actually go in it that I know of. You may be able to at some point, but right now you can't. So let's see if we can land. We're going to be asking for permission to dock. Asban Orbital. Request docking.
Request granted.
All right. Request granted. We're looking for pad number 1. And the reason why I said there's no up and down in space because some of them are on this side of the thing and some are on the other side. So we have to kind of look for the one that we need to land on. There's one right up on top there, but it's not lit for me. So let's take a, oh, is that it over there? I can't tell. Let's fly this way a little bit. And that's not it. Okay. Well, we have 10 minutes to find it. Asban Orbital. Okay. So, let's take a look at the other side. There it is. Okay, so see what I mean by there's no up and down in space. Now you gotta kind of watch your speed. Prepare ship for docking.
Full power to shields, lights and landing gear activated.
Yeah, take
the
a little.
ship is ready to dock, sir.
Take a little
Good
bit of
luck.
power from my engine so I don't overdo it. But and which way do we come in? Looks like we're gotta come in from the other way, which is okay. We're gonna come into it. We're gonna come into it a little bit slow, hopefully. And then what I'm gonna do, rather than no, I'm going no, am I? I can't tell. Am I at the right angle? No, I don't think I am. I think I need to what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into it like this. And then I've got 7 minutes left. I'm just going to go ahead and turn around without going forward, backward, all that kind of stuff. To me, that was a little bit easier than actually making a fly around, or whatever they call it. That lingo that I'm not sure of. And then let's see where we're at. Where are we? We are kind of right over it, I think. So let's back up a little bit. All right, let's head down, straighten up, and let's come down a little bit. Okay, well, we were close. We were close. I hit something, I think. Ooh, not sure. Let me straighten up here. Over a little bit, come down, forward just a little bit. Whoa, not too much, not too much. Come on down. You've won a new couch.
Docking successful.
Okay.
Engines disengaged.
So we're actually docking outside. Isn't that cool? And then when we can go, we can actually go into the hangar and we'll go inside. And we are inside an orbital station. Okay. Well, I hope I covered everything that's new, or the big points anyway. I'm still learning. So I'm going to go and play some more and figure out the market and maybe do some exploring. And I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.